Alright guys, so welcome back, and today we're going to be doing another comic review, another DC comic review, but this time around we're not going to be reviewing a comic that was sent to me by my friend Chris. We're going to be talking about one that I bought, and this is actually the end of a long series that I'd been doing for a while. This is the third and final volume of this series, Swamp Thing, The Parliament of Gears. I decided to finally finish this book. I was just kind of like looking at my collection, and I was just looking at volumes 1 and 2 in my library, in my personal library, and I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I need to finish volume 3. I know I have like a ton of stuff sent by Chris. The DC haul is nearly complete. There are apparently still 4 more books to be sent before we go to the Marvel side. But yeah, so but I wanted to finish this because I had done issue 1 before the DC comics started rolling in from Chris, and I had just kind of left it on the back burner. But the more I kind of saw volumes 1 and 2 just sitting there on the shelf, sitting in the shelf, I was just kind of like, yeah, why don't I just do that? Why don't I just put put this volume ahead and wrap this up, finish this series up finally. And that's what we're going to do today. Now, this is from the Ram V series that was a 16-issue miniseries. Yeah, have you ever heard of a comic series doing 16 issues as a miniseries? I don't think anyone has, honestly. Let's do a little catch-up, because it has been a while since I've done the comics. For those who don't know what this is, this Swamp Thing is not Alec Holland. Alec Holland is one with the green. He is now no longer with us. This is a new Swamp Thing chosen by the green called Levi Kami. And Levi and his brother Jacob were the 2 dueling opponents for the being the new champion of the green. His brother Jacob was a little more extreme, and at the end of the second volume, they were now both getting ready to fight a new force, which is revealed here to be the Parliament of Gears. The Parliament of Gears is a really interesting antagonist because it is a new parliament. It's a new form, like the Rot, the Red, and the Green, where it's basically the Parliament of Gears is sentient machinery. It's a new parliament that was born from Gears and wants to consume, but it doesn't know what it is. So Swamp Thing in here, Levi as Swamp Thing, has to fight his way through multiple opponents and also team up with various characters, some of which are a lot of fun. There are some team-ups in here that are actually a lot of fun to see in this universe. For instance, among them is Alec Holland's daughter Teffy, which I think I mispronounced that. There's also Jack Hawksmoor, one of my favorite characters in the Wildstorm continuity, and Hal Jordan Green Lantern, which, cycling back to the thing I said in World's Finest, where I talked about how everyone likes to make Hal Jordan evil, it's kind of nice to see a change of pace where we see Hal Jordan be a hero. But yeah. But the main focus is Swamp Thing, and this is like a 6-issue story arc, but we also get introduced to this character named Trinity, who has her own little side story progressing through the 6 issues. Yeah. So this comic is this comic is great. I really love the artwork by Mike Perkins. Just check out some of this imagery. He can go from metal to mind bending in a heartbeat. Check that all out. It's a great moment in this comic where Levi and Hal have to talk to a race of alien plants that the Green have summoned to carpet bomb the planet. And Levi becomes plant matter to go inside them and speak and communicate with them in order to kind of call them off. And it's a great almost like a sequence you'd see in a Tool music video. I also do like the inclusion of Jack Hawksmoor in here because, yeah, the dude talks to cities, and he's the guy who alerts Swamp Thing of the Parliament of Gears. And, yeah, the gears in here are actually kind of scary because they're all-consuming and everything else. And not to mention, we get Green Lantern Swamp Thing. How cool is that, right? Motherfucking Green Lantern Swamp Thing. The comic is great end. It feels like a nice solid. There's no like lingering like, ooh, what about next time and whatever. It feels like a nice solid end. Like this is the end of a 3-season series. Like each of the 6 issues felt like episodes to a show, and then this was the nice conclusion of that show. I'd love to see more of Levi in the future as Swamp Thing, and I hope they do more things with this version of Swamp Thing. And I would love to see more of this character, more in the stuff they do with the Parliament of Gears, because they don't make them like towards the end. They don't make them like your typical generic villain. They actually do a lot more with the inclusion of the Parliament of Green. I mean the Parliament of Gears. So yeah. If you have, I highly recommend the whole Ram V series on a whole. I highly recommend the entire comic series. This was a blast to read. This was a great comic series to collect, and like I said, it's 3 volumes of a really solid story. Like, you could just read this and not be like, you know, it does great callbacks to Swamp Thing's past, as well as, you know, a celebration of what Swamp Thing is without sadly not having a lot of Alec Holland, but that's okay. It really kind of establishes more of Levi, and I really hope Levi gets to continue being Swamp Thing. I know there's a new Black Label book, but that's Black Label. It's a different continuity. That's the Jeff Lemire book. Chris said he was sending me that when it came out in trade. But yeah, for right now, yeah, I love this book. So there you go, guys. That is my review for Swamp Thing, Parliament of Gears. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? Think of this comic? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.